Okay, POV. Say you get a call from a relative and they start talking about how they've been in contact with this psychic and they've been giving them loads of helpful information and it's been very comforting and very helpful to them. But they start telling you how it's so expensive and you're like, what do you mean expensive? Like, how expensive? And they tell you, oh, like last session I gave them $400. And you're thinking to yourself, $400? For advice that's probably not real. And of course you don't say that to them. You don't say, oh, that advice isn't real. They're not really speaking to a dead loved one. But still, it's good if it's for comforting purposes, but not if you really think that you're actually in contact with a dead loved one. Then that's where I have a problem. That's where it's evil. That's where the whole psychic thing is evil to me. And that's where I have the problem.
Psychic mediums are respected by some people and often dismissed by other people. But are they the real deal, or are they just skilled manipulators?
I am ready to go. There's a younger male energy in this section that makes me feel like this would be son, nephew, grandson. There is a Cancer connection that comes up here. Does this make sense? Where's Robert, Robbie, Rob? Where's the R? Can I get the mic to you guys over here? The four of you all together? Or three of you? Okay. Robert?
My father.
Passed?
Yes.
Okay. Cancer?
No.
Where's the bone issue?
There's two. There's my grandfather and his mom.
Somebody had something that affected their bone.
His mom.
She had bone cancer. So your mom had the bone cancer?
Yes.
Okay, and passed from that?
Yes.
She's making me feel like when she passes either around or on a governmental holiday, or something that would be celebratory, but for the country.
My father.
I'm seeing the American flag. So
Yeah,
when I see the flag,
my father.
yeah, when I see that, it lets me know that we're talking about like either
September 11th.
Yeah, it's July 4th, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Did he pass in the September 11th?
Yes. He's a fireman.
Your dad is Robert. We already
Yes.
addressed that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the baby girl of the family?
I'm the only
The
girl.
oldest girl.
Okay. He's making me feel like you're the baby girl. Like that's how it's coming across to me. He's also making me feel like, is his mother still here? He's telling me to acknowledge
Yes.
his mom.
Yes.
We need to make sure that his mom knows that he came through. She needs a big hug, okay? A huge hug. I always say that, as mom, there's no greater loss than the loss of a child. Don't lose sight of that as a feeling, okay? Now, you talked to him that day?
Yes, I did.
What I
Yes.
don't understand, though, is from him, is he's doing something very different for me than I think the norm would be for what he would do. So if he normally did A, B, C as a firefighter, that day he did 1, 2, 3 in addition to A, B, C.
It was his first day back to work after surgery.
Okay.
And he was working at a different firehouse.
Because my feeling is that he wasn't
He made the doctor put him back to work.
he wasn't doing what he would be doing.
Right.
Okay. And do you have two boys?
I do now, yes.
he's
My
too-
young other son passed away last year.
He's telling me to talk about
Did-
two boys. So you lost your son after your husband?
Yes.
That's his son as well?
I had 3 sons.
Right, but one of them has passed
Yes.
after him.
Yes.
So it's your brother who passed?
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like they don't want to talk about it. Was he killed? Just yes or no, as best as you can.
No.
What I'm being shown is his passing is swift and fast and not an illness. That's why I said, is he being killed? Was he killed? And the reason why I said that is he's not taking the responsibility on for how he got there. So if he's not taking on the responsibility, my immediate feeling would be, well, something had to happen to him. And you're saying no. So clearly he had to be involved in his own passing from what you're saying. But he's not discussing that.
While psychic mediums often claim to have a supernatural ability to communicate with the dead, skeptics argue that their methods are nothing more than smoke and mirrors.
Could you begin by telling me what cold reading is and how it's used?
From psychics to spiritualists to palm readers to graphologists to astrologists, the expert in question is either just simply deluded and naive, or they're using a skill called cold reading, which is a way of communicating information to somebody where it sounds like they know everything about you and they can reveal facts seemingly about your life and describe your character in a way that you'd be amazed by. Whereas in fact it's a linguistic trick, or a set of linguistic tricks, where they're saying words and you're constantly supplying the meaning yourself, but it can be very convincing. And those tricks can give the impression that the person knows everything about your character, or might refer to facts and things from your life or from your past that they seemingly couldn't know.
The first psychic, a so-called psychic, a trickster, was trying to pretend to guess, I don't know, the name of the sitter's grandfather or something like that. What would be the kind of thing they might do?
Even guessing the name of a grandfather, if you back up, what tends to happen is that the psychic will, if it's with a group of people, throw out a name and saying, I'm getting the name John or Albert or some name that's sort of suitable for the age group they're working with. Now that name could refer to a person in the audience who's living, or it could refer to someone that's died, or it could be a friend of the, it really could be anything. So it's up to somebody to pick up on it and turn it into what they want it to be. And of course if they say, yes, that was my husband, then the reader can go, yes, that's right, he's here, he's saying he still loves you.
There's a lot of people who believe psychic mediums use cold reading techniques and subtle cues from their clients to make vague statements that seem specific. Many psychic mediums rely on cold reading, a technique where they make educated guesses based on their clients' body language, facial expressions, and responses. Hidden camera investigations have revealed instances of psychics using earpieces, planted audience members, and pre-show research to deceive their client.
A pair of self-proclaimed psychics are under arrest. And apparently that is just the tip of the iceberg for a family with a long criminal history. Tonight, Brooke Rogers is tracking the investigation for us. Brooke?
Well, Jim, this is the home where Gina Marx and her husband were arrested on Monday. As you can see, they're running a business here called Psychic Gina. But authorities say instead of revealing those, they were stealing them. When Fort Collins police searched Gina and Stephen Marx's home last month, they allegedly found stolen credit cards and merchandise, fake IDs, even a fraudulent sheriff's badge. Now the two are facing charges for bilking a woman out of tens of thousands of dollars. A private investigator hired by the victim tells CBS 4 that the duo conned her into believing that a curse had been placed on her family. He says they persuaded her to participate in elaborate rituals at their previous home and to give them gift cards and cash totaling more than $36,000. He says they left the victim emotionally abused and financially decimated. The Marxes are part of a notorious family of self-proclaimed Larimer County psychics. Stephen Marx's father is John Marx, who was convicted of killing his wife, Psychic Kay. His aunt, Nancy Marx, is serving time for fraud. His brother Adam has been charged with theft and fraud. Now the family's latest alleged victim is left to rebuild her life after she lost everything.
There's many people who say that they've spent hundreds of dollars on psychic readings only to realize that later they've been manipulated. They discovered that the psychic is just giving vague information. So what do you think? Are psychic mediums genuine or are they frauds? The evidence suggests that while some may genuinely believe in their abilities, many are exploiting vulnerable individuals for personal gain. They're just relying on the fact that people are upset about the loss of a loved one and they're willing to believe almost anything. There's many psychics that have been extremely wrong about very serious situations, including a woman named Sylvia Brown.
I lost my boyfriend tragically a few years ago. They never found him. And I've had such a hard time since. Every day.
The reason why you didn't find him is because he's in water. And to find him in water, it's like the girl that's missing in Aruba. You can't find somebody.
Well, it was September 11th. There was no, he was a fireman, but there was
no, see, I keep seeing him in water. Is there any way he could have drowned in water some way?
They never found a piece of him. Nothing.
From 9/11.
Because he says he couldn't breathe and he was filled with water. Well, if they were trying to put the fire out, come on, town.
It could have been, yeah.
No, they won't find him, but honey, that's okay because it doesn't matter if they find him or not, he's still over there.
So the next time you're tempted to seek guidance from a psychic medium, remember to approach it with caution and a little skepticism. Tell me what y'all think below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. And remember, question everything.